Hello ladies and gentlemen. So, time for a collective. Oh god guys, where do I begin? Where do I begin today? So I'm taking that card because I want it to come out. I've just jumped on my stories to kind of talk about the fact, and I'll probably post it, to be honest, it's a reel. Talk about the fact that the energies are absolutely doing me foul. Like I'm getting ran through by like this full moon. It's fucking me up. I don't know about anyone else. I mean, I am a Virgo. Another card that wants to come out. I am a Virgo. Oh god, I feel like I say that too much. So it's obviously Virgo full moon that's just been. It's an eclipse. It's to be expected is what I'm trying to say, but I have noticed a few things about this full moon for myself. Like, even though I am exhausted and pretty much in a foul mood, I have managed to maintain a level of calm and balance that is almost unheard of for when I feel this shit. So I am proud. I'm proud of myself. There's been a lot of triggers coming up. There's been a lot of things like that have been hassling me about various different things. And normally I would be like kind of growling about it, but if I'm feeling this tired, that is. But to be fair, I've kind of had a little bit more. One thing I've noticed that's been happening for me personally is I'm like really putting myself in other people's shoes and seeing all angles. Like I'm trying to see every side. Like I've been watching some TikToks, and as many will probably know, there always seems to be some drama on TikTok, and I always seem to get it on my algorithm. It's like drama talk. That's what I'm going to start calling it. Anyway, I'm watching it and I've been looking at the comments, and sometimes I think that's part of the thrill of a video, in it, is watching the comments and looking what everyone has to say. And you know, there's a lot to be said about what people are like on TikTok. To be fair, most people are pretty combative, but I will say I'm looking at people's comments and I'm like, yeah, I kind of get what you're saying. And then I'm looking at the opposing argument. I'm like, oh yeah, but I understand what you're saying. And I think that's something that's coming up for me personally, is finding that balance and that compassion and that diplomacy. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of myself today for getting through the day alone, let alone getting through the day with triggers. I'm going to jump into a collective after rambling. And when I was starting this collective, before I was starting this collective, Spirit was kind of coming through and nudging me with, because I was like, oh, I'll just do a DMDF collective. But Spirit's kind of nudging me in the direction of doing one more related to karmics, which I don't always like to do. And I'm freezing as I'm saying this. So that to me would say that if you've got a counterpart, DMDF, whatever you resonate with, who's in a karmic connection, or if you are in a karmic connection yourself, there's some iciness there. There's some frostbite happening in these connections. I'm being nudged, though. We are going to touch upon the connection and we're looking into that. But I'm more being nudged because for whoever I'm channeling for this collective, I'm more inclined to say that you are the DF in the connection whose DM has a karmic. I mean, swap and change it about as you need to, but this karmic knows about you and is doing some spying big time. Now, these karmics have been coming through quite significantly for the last like maybe month or so, like really prominently. Lots of psychic attack energy. So I do feel like things are getting quite heated in terms of sorry, I'm just pulling some cards and I'm like, oh yeah, it is. In terms of the connection between DM and karmic partner, it could be getting a little bit rough in there, let's say. And this karmic is turning their attention to you because, as far I'm hearing, sidelined. So they're very much being sidelined, these karmics. So if you've got a DM who's in a karmic connection, you know, stick around, because I feel like this reading could resonate. But yeah, we've got some angry karmics that are rather pissed off. So I'm going to have a little look into what's going on with the DM and the DF. The DM and the karmic. What's going on in their relationship? I am using my Truth Deck Oracle again because I just find it so it's good for these kind of readings. So we've got unsure of desires, ignoring you, immature, intimacy issues, transformation and deceiving you. So all in all, looking pretty bleak. I feel like this is a couple that's arguing quite significantly, and I'm hearing I couldn't give a toss about her. So if you don't know British slang, toss is, well, saying I couldn't give a toss about someone is you don't care about someone. Like, I don't care about that karmic, like I don't care. And these DMs are quite literally showing it. Some of them might just be there for money, security. I feel like people are she might be guilt tripping your DM. There might be kids involved, there might be marriages, there might be houses. I feel like these, I'm gonna get my tarot as well, to be honest. These DMs, are just sticking around for the time being, and they are looking for an exit route. And this karmic partner is very aware of that, and she's causing trouble. She's probably acting quite immature, but I do think that the DM is as well, because karmic partners will drag that out of you, or your DM. Like they drag it out. That's basically what the whole idea is. They generally don't speak to each other. You know, it's basic stuff. It's kind of not really spending any time together. And interestingly enough, I've got the Page of Swords here, which is a spying card. So there's absolutely spying going on here. But it wanted to come out in reverse. And in this deck, it says changeable actor. So I feel like at times this couple might have put on a show, but that's coming to an end now. The cracks are starting to show big time in this connection. Intimacy issues, this couple is not getting jiggy. They're not getting jiggy. I don't even feel like they sleep in the same bed as each other. But I want to clarify a few cards. I want to clarify unsure of desires. Let's see what comes up for unsure of desires. Tell me more, please. Because I don't feel like that energy is the DMs. And I don't know if it's the karmics. Because right, okay, so it is the karmics. The karmic partner in this situation is unsure of whether they really want to let the DM go or not. Now, I feel like at one point, this karmic partner would have been like, absolutely, I'm not letting go. I'm digging my nails in. I'm not budging. But now they are starting to consider whether it might be a viable option for the relationship to end. We do have the Four of Pentacles clarifying that. So it is stability and status in this instance. But I feel like it's not just about the stability of the life, which is making them... So they're hesitant for change, I do feel. But they're also eager to see them go. So they can get rid of the stable environment and the house and the money and all that and whatever it is that's keeping them attached. That's not the be all and end all, but there's still a little bit of karma there. So I feel like Spirit's not letting them kind of move on just yet, because there's something else that needs... There's a role to play, Spirit's saying. They've got, like... some more needs to play out here. There's still something that needs to play out here. There's still something that needs to be wrapped up and tied up. And it could be a lesson for the DM. It could be a lesson in standing on his own 2 feet, because I feel like these karmics are quite domineering and demanding, Spirit saying, demanding. Like, they do probably at times they've maybe wore the trousers. These DMs are maybe pretty relaxed. They might just be naturally, like, quite chilled. And I think that they potentially are just like, oh, right, okay, whatever you want, you know, happy wife, happy life kind of thing. And now it's getting to a point where they're not as willing and as able to give to this person. And it's showing, and this karmic is like, okay, so I have had my claws in him, I have manipulated him, or I have made him do stuff he don't want to do over the last, like, let's say a few months or even a year or more or longer, whatever. I've kept him because I wanted him, and now I'm doubting whether I want him, and he's really, really making it hard for me to feel like I'm winning here. So they kind of are getting bored. They're getting bored. but they do feel trapped, Spirit's saying as well. So, you know, they could be trying to work something out. They could be squirreling money away. They could be speaking to family members, seeing if they can go stay somewhere for a time. I don't know. There's just something that's happening here, and to verify that, we've got change and disruption to life, and change being on the horizon. And that's where the transformation card comes in as well. I want to clarify the deceiving you, because for some, interestingly enough, I do feel like these karmics are a bit spiteful. Hearing jealous as well. So, oh yeah, and we've got the Lovers card. So it could be potentially that there's still a little bit of an act going on social media. Like, you might check up on your DM or on his karmic. You might also be spying a little bit, and they might be like, oh right, well, he's still happy, still playing happy families, but he's still doing this, or they're still together. It appears they're still together, but they just don't want the world to know, and they certainly don't want you to know, because they know about you. They absolutely know about you. Yeah, we've got the Ace of Pentacles, so they still want to, like, they don't want it to come out, basically, just yet. And not just for your benefit, but for, like, probably people in their lives' benefit as well. They don't want it to come out that things are really, like, not good. I'm hearing backpedaling as well, so maybe for some, they could have been, like, the DM might have kind of agreed to something, agreed to stay for a little bit longer, especially if there's kids involved, agreed to try, but really they all know, like, both parties know it's over. They're just wasting time. We've got the Two of Swords, and this woman's gagged, so I feel like that's in relation to what I was saying about how they're not speaking out to other people about what's going on in the house. They don't want people knowing. And then it's also tension and opposition, so they are literally each other's opposition. they're enemies at this point. Like, you know, there's a lot of tension, there's a split decision, they don't know which direction they're going in. And I feel like these karmic partners are so wrapped up in this drama, and they know they can't get to the DM anymore. The DM's done something, or the DM stood up for themselves, or they're not being baited by the karmic anymore. So it's almost like they're setting their focuses on the DF, and like stalking her social media pages or watching her extra closely. Like, there's something going on there. Really thinking, and Spirit's saying energetically hounding the DF. Like, they're just thinking about them all the time. It's like, right, let's see. What's going on with the karmic partners with the DF? Right, okay. Okie dokie. Okay. Right, oh, right, okay. So this is very interesting. Oh, right, okay. So there's a bit of a story going on here. Right. We've got make the first move, which I feel is in relation to potentially if there was any confrontations. I feel like at times this karmic might be imagining confronting you. They might be imagining, and I'm hearing wait and see, like wait and see what happens. Like, they might be imagining a situation in which they are able to confront you. I don't feel like they have the balls to, but I feel like it's like they're imagining it. We've got selfish intentions. Now, I would say that that's in relation to the karmic and the fact that they do not have a good word to say about the DF for obvious reasons. And I also feel like it's in relation to who they are as a person. Like, they are quite maybe egotistical. This is the thing with karmic partners. They're not necessarily as people as a whole, but it's brought out of them by the situation. It's brought out of them by the twin flames, because the idea is that they are your, like, antagonist to help you grow. So generally they are seen as like a negative influence. Now, take them out of the situation, put them with a soulmate, put them with their own twin flame, put them on a growth and healing journey. They are probably lovely people. Like, I don't want to sit here and slander people, but in this situation, they're a bit coming from a bit of ego. There's a bit of bitterness, there's jealousy, there's toxic behaviours, there's toxic patterns, there's manipulation tactics going on. We've got an affair, then we've got it's lust not love, and just a crush. So for some people, the DMs will have downplayed this connection and said, look, it's nothing, blah, 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 blah. the karmic knows it's an affair. They've probably pushed and said, I know what's going on, there's something more. But they are probably willing to believe that it's not as deep as what it actually is. They're willing to believe that it's lustful, or that it's just a crush, or it's just a little bit of attraction. Like, they're willing to believe that because that feeds their selfish kind of narrative on keeping hold of the situation, even though it's no longer serving anyone. It feeds their desire to not lose their stability. But these karmics are intuitive, and they are like, it's not quite. They've probably lied to themselves a lot. They've probably allowed the DM to lie to them as well, the DM to lie to them, and ultimately now they can't shake the feeling. So there's anxiety attached to it, because we've got deeper commitment and a growing bond, and they are shitting their pants in case there's a split between the karmic and the DM, and the DM gets with the DF straight away. They are shitting their pants in case they have to witness that. So I do feel like for some connections, you might see that there's a split within your DM's karmic situation, and then it might be a little bit radio silent for a while things get figured out and wounds are healed and wounds are licked and that kind of thing. Because I don't feel like jumping straight into something from some of these situations is going to serve, because these karmics know. They know who you are. They know what you're doing. They know what's going on. They know. They are watching you like a hawk. We've got betrayal as well. So this is on the DM's part, but what I'm feeling with this energy and deceiving you, okay, they do blame the DM. They blame the DM for this energy, but they also blame you because you're another party. You're another party in this situation. They're like, this person is the reason why my relationship's falling apart. This person is the reason why I can't be happy in this relationship anymore. But the thing is, okay, yeah, that's what it looks like. That's what it is. But if they're to really, really put aside the ego and be really, like, 100% honest, they've forced this relationship for a very long time. And they do know that. And whether it's the twin flame came along or didn't come along, it's a karmic relationship. It's not fit to last. Karmic relationships are not meant to be lifelong commitments. The lessons. So I do feel like some of these karmics need a bit of a reality check, and this is it. So what else do I ask? How else do I ask this? Because I want to know a bit more about, I suppose, the spying, I think. Okay, so we have got trapped emotions and again an affair. And then the answer is yes, poking out the deck. So this is happening. I do feel like because these people are incredibly upset and incredibly, at times, probably spiteful towards you and bitter and jealous, some people as a collective, especially the ones that are more in tune with spirit, but even people that don't resonate with being, having really heightened psychic abilities, people are feeling the effects of, sorry, spirit's saying something to me which I'll get to in a minute, the effects of the DM's karmic lurking around on the pages. They're feeling negative energies, they're feeling shifts, they're seeing psychic attack things happen. So if you don't know what psychic attack is, it is when somebody has dark intentions towards you. Now, negative energy is everything. Energy is an intention. They are everything. So if you've got somebody hating on you, quite like big style, basically, you're going to experience, especially if you're switched on, you're going to experience some of that energy coming at you. So it's really important to amp up your protection right now. The thing is as well, because we are protected and spirit is the puppeteer. Spirit allows this to happen so that you can see what's going on. I've had clients come to me and go, I know the karmic's doing something. I can feel it intuitively, and then this has happened. Or I can feel this weird energy and I'm sure it's coming from the karmic. Like, if it's happening to you, you will know. So don't panic if you're not experiencing it and attached to it, because you don't need to. But ultimately, if you are experiencing it, spirit's allowing that to happen to train you up, to wise you up, to show you what's happening, so that you, to learn the ropes about protecting yourself, to make sure you clear your energy more, to make sure you know what's going on in your twin flames karmic connection. Like, if you're experiencing these intuitive hits about the karmic, that is God telling you, basically, this bitch knows. Like, just take it for what it is. Don't think for a minute that you're being paranoid if you're experiencing these things, and if you are like, oh God, yeah, like I feel like she's watching me, or I feel like they're watching me, or I feel like something's going on. Like, trust in your intuition, because it's God showing you what's happening, and there is a reason for it. And maybe it's to help you understand that this relationship's not all that it seems, especially in the age of social media, where everyone puts the highlights on social media. You know, maybe it's getting you to trust in what your DM says to you. Maybe it's getting you to trust your intuition. Maybe it's getting you to trust in the connection. But ultimately, it's for a reason, and don't dismiss it. So I'm going to shut up now, because I have rambled on for long enough. But I hope this helps some people. And yeah, see you again soon.